Hello and welcome to Nanapod, a podcast dedicated to the fantastic manga written by A. Yazawa. I'm Crystal, and I'm joined by my best girl Kirsten as we dissect this manga, discussing everything from the emotions, the cultural impact, as well as any headcanons that might be floating around in our brains. With this podcast, we hope to preserve a shoujo staple that sadly hasn't been talked about in a very long time. So come with us. We're waiting for you in apartment 707. Craig for this.
Okay, so I have to start over, don't I? Like, oh no.
Oh no.
So I follow a creator who makes spicy content named Everyone Hates Hawk, okay? On the Tiki Talkies. Now, I've never seen the spicy content. I love Everyone Hates Hawk. I've been following Everyone Hates Hawk for a hot minute. I'm not into watching the spicy content, but like I think she's fucking funny. Like she's like super beautiful, right? And then she's like really goofy though.
Okay.
So like it's just that balance. And she ended up taking a break from like the spicy content and joined Book Talk. Okay.
Oh, okay. This is about to
Uh-huh.
get interesting.
Okay, so she joined Book Talk, okay? So she's reading the smutty smut.
Nice.
The fantasy smutty smut.
Yeah, get it.
And now they're making the spicy content from the smutty smut with like author's permission.
I kind of dig that.
Right? Like how cool is that? Like the
That's pretty cool.
collaboration is beautiful, right? Like full costumes, set designs, like apparently, allegedly, all of it. Okay. So recently there was a collab done at someone's house or something. I don't know. Because like it's like theorized that now she's dating the flesh mechanic and like he's pretty hot. So like it's whatever because he's a spicy content creator too. I don't know. They pretend that they're not dating, but I think they totally are. But like that's how TikTok works. Even if it's not true, it's still good content, right? That's the thing. Um, the fantasy is the intention.
Right.
Um, so there was like this other person and he looks like he fell out of the Lost Boys.
Oh, okay.
Like, no,
Yeah.
like actually, like curly mullet, single earring, like tight pants, like just curated, like I'm a vampire from the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I'm like, wait, are they making spicy content now? Are they onto like some vampire shit that I didn't know about? I thought they were still doing like this over here. So, yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's the whole thing.
No, it's good.
But yeah, the 80s thing is making a comeback. And like
It
I don't
is.
I don't necessarily know exactly how I feel about it, but I don't mind it if it's curated.
No, it all seems very, very curated. I love it personally because at least out here, the
Mhm.
accuracy is just
Bro,
chef's
like
kiss.
but it's like TV accurate. It's not
Yeah.
how it was in the streets then.
No, no, it's like
It is
yeah.
curated like aesthetic, like TV aesthetic, like put fucking together. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's why I don't hate it because like I'm wandering around, a carnival and there's a bunch of these like teenage boys that look like they could be the Lost Boys, and in my head I'm just like, we're in a vampire movie. Like this is
Love it.
happening.
Like with all the different aesthetics so that people are just like owning. It's just like, what world are we in? There's so many. You can choose your own adventure.
Yeah, yeah, that's the fun part. And I guess we got to look at the fun parts where we can find them.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Well, it's also Saturn is in Pisces, so this is all about like fantasy aesthetic.
Nice. So, what chapter are we on? Are we on chapter 32?
Yeah, we're on chapter 32.
Yeah.
I was also shopping for desks while we were talking, so let me go back. I'm like, oh, I need like a little desk that I can slide into my chair so I can use my comfy chair. It's a whole thing, right?
Now you see, kids, Kirsten can actually multitask. You go out there, you thinking you can do all the things. I'm telling you, you can't because you don't have the brain set. I'm here to tell you.
No. Um,
It's true
yeah, I mean,
though.
like while we were talking though, I also watered my plants. I checked on my spider. Like
I see. I'm telling you, y'all can't do that shit. Y'all can't. Nope. Mm-mm. Nope. I can multitask. No, you can't. It's it's a lie. I don't care
if
if
you
you're
if you
raised on.
can't watch something and listen to an audiobook while writing, we can't talk about multitasking.
No, that's so true though. I mean, I can't do that shit, but it is true because I have people like you in my life that can. So I'm just when people tell me like, "No, you can't," I'm like, "No, you fucking can't." So that's my thank you. Have a good day.
In other news, I've quit smoking.
Oh, good.
I don't know how many weeks. It's been a few weeks. I don't know.
It's been a few weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just kind of did it. Okay. And I haven't murdered anybody, and I warned everybody at work.
Like I'm gonna quit smoking,
By
and
the
I
way,
might
I'm not smoking, so
I might be cranky.
yeah. No, I've been pretty good.
Good.
Okay. So I have a colored scan of the bedroom.
Lucky.
It's a bluescape, and the
Ooh.
moon and the stars are out. That one's in Japanese. It says, when I saw the empty room, I suddenly felt that I have fallen into a lonely world where there is no one but me. So
Hmm.
that's Nana saying that.
Yeah.
And then I have another colored one for it's actually a really, really sweet image
Mm-hmm.
of Takumi and Hachi. Even though
Yeah.
Hachi has a spoon thumb and I don't appreciate that. Um
Kirsten's afraid of those. So.
it's I'm
Oh.
sorry if you have one. I just don't understand them.
Your
Um
bones make Kirsten uncomfortable.
I mean, if you can scoop things with your like thumb, more power to you. I can't. And so then we're at Jackson's hole. Yeah.
Yes.
And Jackson is like shocked, and other dude is there too. And he's like, huh? She moved? And it looks like June and Kyosuke. And they're like, yeah. Because she lives really far now, so she won't be coming here as often. She told me to bid farewell to everyone at Jackson's for her.
So
like
Hachi.
like she can't take a car.
No, bid farewell.
Bid farewell, so dramatic. And he's like, wait,
Oh.
why is it like this? I will feel so lonely. Another dude is like, who moved? And Jackson's like, Nana. I heard she's moving to Shirogane. And he's like, huh? And it says, note, Shiragane's direct translation is white gold. It's the name of a place in Tokyo.
Ooh.
Yeah, white gold,
White
i.e.,
gold.
rich district. And then I have another note here, and it says non-hero Azabu are all places in Japan, also. Um,
Okay.
yeah, and so other dude says I can't remember his name. That's why I'm saying other dude. I know he has a name.
Yeah, I don't remember his
Um,
name either.
he's like, why suddenly to Shirogane? And she's like, Nana Saizen or Non Saizen, Hiru, and Azabu. And she's counting them off. She's like, houses in these places are gorgeous. And Jackson's like, they're all really expensive places. And June's like, but I knew she would choose Shirogane in the end with a little heart. And
Hmm.
Jackson's like, why? Like, because that's where all the little wives live. He's like, little wives? Does yours say little wives?
No, I wish. It just says young newlyweds. I like little wives
Little
better.
wives. Little wives.
Little wives, they live in their adorable little houses.
They're little penthouses. They're little
Yeah.
penthouses. Yeah. That aren't little. Um,
Right?
and she's like, after she gets married, her white gold. Oh no. And then it says note, Junko is playing with words when she calls Hachi white gold. And then there's Shoji.
Yep, here he is.
Here he is. And it's a scene change.
Yes. He's in I think it's June and Kyosuke's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And he's drinking a beer and he says loudly, "What the hell?" And Kyosuke is just painting. He's painting away, smoking a cigarette. He's like, "I'm actually kind of relieved. I want to see her in that wedding dress. She's finally settling down."
Oh wow,
And
yours says way more.
does he say way less? Say less,
Yeah,
Kyosuke.
say less. He's like, I find this quite comforting. I really want to see Nana in a white wedding dress, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like that's it.
That's all. And Shoji's like, but even if it is for the sake of the baby, how can she marry a man she doesn't even like? Because he's rich? And Kyosuke says, come
He
on.
does not say anything about him being rich or not liking him. Oh my god. No, he does not. He does not. He says even if it is for the sake of the child, she doesn't have to. Why marry someone you do not love?
Uh,
And then in the little one it says I just because he is rich question mark.
because he's rich. Yeah, but Kyosuke's like, come on. She wouldn't get married if she didn't love him. And Shoji is yelling, and he's like, but what about Nobu?
Oh, Shoji's team Nobu.
He's Team Nobu! And Kyosuke's like, I'm sure she liked both of them, but you have to understand. And he just kind of dot dot dot. And Shoji's like, dot dot dot. And then there's a, honey, I'm home. And
Oh,
it's
mine
June.
says either.
No, she
She says
doesn't.
it in Japanese. She says it's what is it? Tadaima, which is I'm home.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like it's like a little word. It's not even like a blurb. It's just like
nope.
off to the side.
Up
Yeah.
to the side, little flowers.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
Yep. Mm. And it's June, and she's just like, "Oh, you're here, Shoji. Did you cut your hair? What? You don't even have enough money to drink at Jackson anymore?" And he he looks at her and he's like, "Here's to Nana marrying some rich guy."
Oh my god, no, he says celebrating Nana's transformation.
I'm
What?
like, into a butterfly? What are you talking about, Shoji?
She went through her Sailor Scout transformation.
Yep.
Oh
She.
no.
Oh man, I should do that. Just Hachi's a Sailor Scout.
You should, but it has to be like the transformation portion with the ribbons and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Where she goes from Hachi into Little Wife.
into Little Wife. Sailor, little wife, I'm here to clean your house and make you dinner.
All she wants to do anyway.
And it's all she wants to do
It
anyway,
is
it's
her best
true.
life. It is her best life.
It is her best life. And she's like, ah, so you heard, says June. I doubt she wants your congratulations, though. And Shoji's like, so what kind of rich guy can pay 1,000,000 yen a month in rent?
Oh, mine
That's
says
insane.
100,000 yen.
Is he rounding in mine?
I don't know,
Is that, is that rounding?
no, 100,000 yen. You would need 10 mores of the 100,000s to be a million.
Okay. I'm not good at math, guys. I'm awful. Don't ask me.
Which I mean, like basically, then in the then times, it's like 10,000, right?
Hmm.
Nine something. We did that math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, June here says it's actually, oh god damn it, 700,000.
Okay, mine says no, it's 70,000,
Oh, okay, okay, that's so different.
which would be like 7,000.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's so different.
that's
That's
too
so
much.
different.
That's too, yeah. I'm just like mine is that's a lot. Um, she said she convinced him that if he has that much money, he should save up for the baby. Nana is gradually growing up. And Kyosuke says, "Does having a baby make you a grown up?" No. The answer is no, Kyosuke. I'm just that's
There
no
we
one.
go.
That's just
Okay.
me.
So I was off too. I was off too. Remember? No, I'm getting my numbers wrong too. Okay, because there's a little note and it says 100,000 yen is $900, right? We talked about this like when we did the conversion. I did all the conversions in a
Hmm.
previous episode. So like, but $900 in the year 2000 for
All that.
yeah,
So much.
right. But that's also a lot of money in the year
Yeah,
2000,
it
right?
is.
Like it's essentially though like I don't know a $5 to $10,000 apartment today,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah,
So much money.
I know.
Whew.
You get a one bedroom now. You get a one bedroom now in my area for like 2 grand.
Ugh, I
I
hate
know.
it.
It's gross.
I hate it so much. Somebody pop the inflation balloon, make everything go
It's
down
gonna
again.
happen. It's gonna happen. It's already happening. It just takes time.
I know. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. um, and then Shoji's like, there he is again. 700,000 is still a lot of money. What does this guy do? And June's grabbed a beer and she goes clink with Shoji's and says, he's a musician. And Shoji looks stunned.
He looks so shocked. He's so
Yeah.
dumb.
Yep. And then he's like, oh no, another one of the guru's pals. What the hell is she
Oh
doing?
my god. Okay, no, okay. Oh my god, I love that. Mine does not say guru, but like I'm like, oh, guru. Nana's a guru
Guru.
now.
Yeah.
Mine says the queen's people or something like that, huh?
The Queen's people. Is this like the people's curry?
Yes, actually. But Nana is like the queen of the garden of the
She
boys.
is.
Yeah.
She is.
Like it's
She's
her
the
garden.
yeah, yeah,
She's
she's the
she's the red
Mary
queen.
Mary. Yeah. Oh, I went the other way. You said Red Queen. I'm like, she's Mary Mary quite contrary.
Oh, yeah, that works too. Yeah.
She's both.
She's both because like she also like but this also like is she blacked out? When she's blacked out, she's the red queen. Off with their heads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Okay. We got it.
Yes.
Sorted.
Sorted. And June's like, well, kind of. He's friends with Yasu. And Kyosuke says, if he's friends with Yasu, then he should be okay. Yasu's a good man. And I'm
Yasu's
like,
the best. Yasu's
he,
supremacy.
yeah, I'm like, well, you're not wrong, Kyosuke, but he's also like, he's like the
Yeah,
other.
they're not actually friends.
No,
They're like frenemies.
right? It's
Here's the thing is I think that Yasu sees through Takumi's bullshit.
mm-hmm,
Because he's the only one that really calls him on it. And he also like Yasu is like the divine advisor,
mm-hmm,
right? Like Yasu's like the sage,
yeah,
right? So like I would say that Takumi is his friend. And we all like within our long-term friendships, we all have friends of like different calibers. And just because we don't agree with everything a friend does, it doesn't make them not our friend. Yasu holds his friends accountable. He does hold Takumi accountable when he finds out about shit.
mm-hmm. He
And he doesn't give
does.
up on him, right? And like, but that's a friendship.
Yeah, even though he's
Like,
exhausted by him.
we need to normalize that accountability includes not cutting people off.
Mm, true.
That's all. Thank you.
True.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
It's true. Um, so Shoji is like, but if he's got that much money, he has to be big time. Not like Blast, right? Is this guy famous? And Kyosuke says, I doubt it. You have to be a serious celebrity to make that much money off music. I bet he's the slacker kid of some rich guy. And June's like, why would some celebrity marry someone like Nana anyway? We'd never hear the end of it, and you better believe it. Oh, no, sorry, the other way. And you better believe that even if he was just slightly famous, Nana would let the whole world know. We would
Yeah,
never hear
yeah,
the end of
yeah.
it.
No, but that's the irony. Like mine says, with such a
Mm.
boastful personality, uh, would have told everyone about it by now. And like that is the irony of this.
It
But
is.
I honestly, I also think that the reason that June doesn't know is because they're not as close as they used to be. June's not around in her life. Otherwise, she would know.
It's true. But also, Hachi wanted to keep Takumi a secret from day one.
Well,
Like,
yeah, because like she's a fan first.
mm-hmm.
So like she was embarrassed. Oh my god, if Takumi knew that Hachi is actually embarrassed of him.
What do you think he'd do? What do you think he'd
Oh my
say?
god. Oh my god. I don't know why I never thought of that. Oh my god, that is so funny to think about. Because I don't think he would actually get angry. I think he'd get like really butthurt.
Oh, you think he'd be like, but like, why?
I think like his anger would be like like not his like crazy like war poodle anger.
Mm.
I think he would like I think it would actually hurt his feelings.
Oh, he'd be like, "Oh, you're ashamed of me?" Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Wow, that's interesting. I don't know why I never thought of that. If Takumi knew that Hachi was actually embarrassed of him. Oh God. Okay, go on.
Oh no, no, it's good. It's good. So Shoji's like, but maybe uh, she's hiding out because he's famous. And June says, "What? You watch too much TV." And Shoji's like, "What's his name?" And she says, "Takumi." And then Shoji like stops because he's having a
He goes
flashback.
white eyes, like
Yep, yep. And he just has a flashback of Hachi, like years ago, of her like staring at a trap nest poster, doing her freaking little manifestation shit because she's squealing at it, and she's like, "Takumi's so hot. Just marry me," with all the hearts above her head. And Shoji's thinking, she's into that kind of guy? I don't stand a chance. And now Shoji is full on freaking out. His eyes are all swirly, and he just shouts, "From Trap Nest!" And there's this beautiful shot of Takumi in the background.
mm-hmm.
And June spits her beer straight onto Kyosuke's
Painting.
painting.
Her hair's flying. Her eyes are huge. Like Shoji's eyes are big spirals and like
And she's like,
so
"Splort."
good.
And
It's
she's
so
like,
good.
"There's no way. Are you crazy?"
And
And
she called him Baka, which means idiot.
which means idiot, yeah. Oh man, that was like Kitten's favorite word when we were like preteens. She called everybody baka when we were like, getting into
Yeah.
anime and shit. Good
Right.
times. Good
Yeah,
fucking times.
she calls him Baka.
Baka no desu ka? And then we get, this shot of the big, fancy white gold building, and we got a scene change.
Yeah, and it's Takumi and he looks irritated. I mean, when doesn't he?
Right?
Fairly
Work a little.
often. He looks irritated fairly often. So it says, "Why did you follow me home?" And he looks back and why see I the drummer,
It's Naoki.
Naoki, poor Naoki, and the manager dude, or is that an assistant? That's an assistant.
As an
Um
assistant, yeah.
yeah, so they're behind him. They're not in the car anymore. I was like, "Are they in the back seat?"
Nope.
Um, and Naoki's like, "Doesn't matter. Just let me see Hachi." Because he still hasn't met Hachi. I love this
Nope.
part, by the way. I love this
Me
part so
too.
much.
It's great.
And and the assistant guy is like, "Goodbye, thank you. I'll come pick you up at 12 tomorrow." And Takumi's like, "Fine." So like he's irritated because Naoki like tagged along to meet Hachi because he's the only one who hasn't met Hachi, and he's got like these
Right?
brand like he just thinks that she is like the Takumi like tamer and
Mm-hmm.
trainer. That
Yeah,
she's
like,
like manipulated him and like all the stuff.
uh-huh. That she's like she's
Mhm.
a full-on
Mhm.
woman. But, the other puppy has to meet the other puppy because
Right.
Naoki's
Yeah.
also a dog.
Right, right. No, they're all puppies. They're all different dogs. They're all different kinds of dogs except for Nana because she is an alley cat.
She's a cat. Yep.
She's a cat. She's a cat. Okay.
Well, they're all dogs except for some of them are vegetables. Like
Well, no,
vegetables, dogs,
no,
and
they're also
cats.
vegetables. They're also vegetables. So, like it depends on how like the perspective is at the time,
Right?
because sometimes they morph into vegetables. Because Takumi is a cucumber. Um, so
Right? Form of cucumber.
when our powers combine, um,
Right?
so Naoki's like, "Oh, so gorgeous, heart. New house? Very spacious. Still not very expensive, right?" And Takumi's like, "Because it's right by the subway." And Naoki's like, "So jealous. How have a place how have a place to Oh, you have a place to hide. Well, you never ride the subway anyway." That's true. Why would he? She does.
Oh,
She does though. Like,
she does.
yeah,
Yeah.
she does.
He's so much snarkier in mine. He's like, as if you'd use the train. I'm like, wow. Yeah,
Oh,
do it. Do it,
oh.
Naoki. Just
Naoki's not snarky.
No, he's not. But it's like gentle. Well, his
He's
ribbing.
yeah. And so like they're at the elevator and then they're like clicking the buzz thing and to like call the apartment. Um,
Yep. So much security here.
so much security. Well, I mean, fair, right?
Yeah, totally.
Fair. And fans are crazy.
Fans are super nuts.
Fans can be really crazy. So Naoki says, "You've been at the studio these past couple of days. So is this the first time you came here?" And Takumi's like, "No. When we signed the rent papers, I saw it once." Naoki's like, "Really?" And Takumi's like, "How can I live here peacefully without knowing that the environment is secure?" And so then the little intercom system says, "Who is it?" And and so like, okay, Takumi's like face changed.
Mm-hmm.
He's like pleased now,
Yeah.
right? Like it
Yeah.
switched. Like he heard her say, "Who is it?" and it switched, and he's like, "Tada, what? Tadami?"
Mm-hmm.
I don't speak Japanese. Okay. And she's like, "Oh, you're back." So she's like excited, right? But his like expression changed, and that's really sweet. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so then he says, "Should I say hello?" And he's like, it's like shining around him, and it says so cute. And then Naoki's like, "Seems like you're really happy, newlyweds heart." And he's like, "You haven't signed the papers yet? Do you really plan on getting married? You haven't returned to your old apartment either. Living separately, question mark?" And he's like, "You are so annoying. I'll return it later." I mean,
Oh.
but like Takumi is sneaky. He is a cheater.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine if he wants to sleep with other people as long as like they've consented.
Right?
That's the other part. And we don't know. Okay, so we don't know all the ins and outs of their relationship. Maybe she like has consented.
Maybe.
We don't know that. Okay, just throwing it out there. I don't think that she would, but
No.
but if she wants him to be happy and that's something he needs,
Right.
and maybe it's like don't ask, don't tell. Maybe they
Mm-hmm.
agreed on that, right? I mean, anyway, that's another conversation for a different chapter. Um,
Right.
so now they're like they go through, they get off the elevator and it goes straight to the apartment and there's like glass doors.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's got like a little key and it goes beep. The key goes beep. He didn't put the key in anything. It is still a key though, but it beeps. Why have the key if it beeps?
I don't know.
Right?
Ah.
That doesn't make any sense. So Naoki is like, even the staircase has its own automated lock. Such tough security. Feels like royalty. Takumi's like, after all, I'm hardly ever home. I want the best for my wife and child. And Naoki's like, Takumi has some really obsessive fans. Ones who would plan an air bombing mission. Jeez, Naoki. Even though you don't have as many fans as Ren, but your fans are seriously, ferociously addicted. Why do they obsess so much over a simple illusion? I don't understand the mentality of those people. And Takumi says, because it is an illusion. Naoki says, in reality, how much of what we desire actually come true? And Takumi side-eyed him. Side-eyed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a harsh side-eye. Naoki says, but you are marrying someone you do not understand, right? Now that I don't understand. And Takumi's like, Nana is someone who can separate reality from dream. Even though I don't know where she learned it from, but she won't think too much or place too much hope in anything. That is why she's so cute. What? I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm
It's it,
sorry. Am I missing something?
no, I don't think so. I had like the weird question too, where I'm just like, wait a
What's
second.
yours say?
It's pretty basically the same exact thing. You know, it's like in her own way, Nana understands that reality and ideals are different. I don't know where she learned that, but she gets it. She's not messed up, and she's dreamy. That's why she's lovable.
Okay, that's much easier to swallow.
Yeah, because I'm like,
She won't think too much or place too much hope in anything.
I like my women hopeless,
No, yours is digestible. This is like that.
right? I'm like, what's happening here?
Like, okay, okay. I mean, you could have just said she's really
Mm-hmm. I mean, she is, but also
like
she
that would
lives
yep.
in,
She
yeah,
does
she
live in a
lives,
fantasy.
yeah. I'm like, she lives in fantasy like all the time to me. Like, what
Yeah,
are you talking about?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, right, right. I mean, but she can relatively like separate reality.
Mm-hmm.
No, she doesn't.
No, she doesn't.
I take all of that back.
Right? I'm like, no, not really. I'm just like,
No,
wow, you really
no.
do know nothing about her, Takumi.
Yeah, you really don't know the demon lord, do you?
Nope.
Um,
Mm-mm.
well, it's Naoki. But Naoki goes on to say, "Oh, that means Nana and I are not dissimilar. You're saying I'm cute too, Takumi." Oh no. And so then now we are at the actual door to the apartment, apartment 302, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. And it says ding dong, and then it says hello, and he's like, "I'm home." And Naoki is crouched down. Why does he have a suitcase, by the way?
I don't know.
Because like we know why Takumi has one, right? But like, why did Naoki bring a suitcase? And he's like, ah, what to do? My heart is pounding really hard. His heart's like jumping out of his chest, and it's like, why are you freaking out like this? And so then Takumi grabs him by the shirt, and he's like, I beg you, just leave. Don't ruin our first night together as newlyweds. Naoki's like, you guys aren't married, and this definitely isn't your first night together. And so then she opens the door and she looks adorable. And she's like,
Mm-hmm.
"You're home." And like, okay, so this scene, okay, so you know in Parakiss,
Mm-hmm.
the makeup artist slash like hairstylist that's like from the Sparkle like planet,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
right? I can't remember his name. That's who Naoki reminds me of in this cell.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Right?
He's turning Trump up to like a
Like a
thousand.
million, and he's like,
Yeah,
"Why, hello there." Like
right.
he looks like he belongs on like a romance cover,
Mm-hmm.
like a serial romance cover.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Takes his
And so
sunglasses off. He's all dreamy.
right? And the sparkles and like, yeah, all the things. And like Takumi is pissed. He looks at him and, and he's thinking to himself, why the hell or who the hell are you? And so now Nana's like eyes are open, like looking at them. And she's like, hi, Naoki. And there's like stars around her head. And she looks like she's shell shocked. Like she looks like she's been
Mm-hmm.
bashed over the head. And she's like, Naoki in real person. And then Naoki freaks out and he's like, Nana is so cute. So they're both freaking out. To poor Takumi is just like, he's like, God damn it.
You're
Um,
right.
and he's like, completely different from my first impression of her. What to do? And so Takumi's like, now that you're satisfied, leave.
No, he's not gonna go
No,
away.
he skips in and he's in like a prince like outfit. It looks like the outfit of the rabbit from Rabbit.
Momichi.
Momi it looks like Momichi's like one of Momichi's outfits.
Uh-huh. One of
It
his little
does,
German
doesn't it?
outfits. It
Right, one of his
does.
little German outfits, and he's got like
Yep.
knee-high laced boots and a crown on and like little circles on his cheeks. And he's like, "Wow, it's like a castle." And he's like jumping around. Takumi's in the background looking so pissed. And he's like, "Where the hell am I?"
Well,
It's like
you know.
you should have snuck out. You shouldn't have told him goodbye if you didn't want him there.
Right.
No, but really? And so Nana walks out and she kind of reminds me of like a young version of her mother,
Oh yeah.
right? Like she's got her little apron on, she's got a little serving thing with drinks on it, and she's like, the recordings must have been tiring. If you don't mind, would you like to stay for dinner? And Naoki's like, yes, please. And Takumi's like, no need. This guy is leaving right away. And so then she has some drinks, and Naoki's like looking at it, and like, not Hachi looks really confused, and
Hmm.
like, but he's like, I don't. He's crying, holding the drink, looking at
He's
it.
looking at
And
Takumi like, but I don't want to
right, he doesn't
go.
want to go. He wants to stay forever. Like this is what's
Hmm.
happening. Is he's like, I just live here now. I'm going to be your child.
Right?
Like I will be the older brother.
It's fine. It's
It's
fine.
fine. It's fine. And so Hachi's like, then I'm going to go prepare right now. I was a bit too excited tonight, so I cooked a bit too much. It's great to have more people here to help us finish it. And Naoki has like little flowers all around him, and he's like, "Yes, please." And like it says touched, and like his heart, like pointing to his heart.
Oh.
And then Hachi puts on like a mask because like it's her throw up protector.
Mm-hmm.
Does yours say throw up protector?
Nope, it just says morning sickness.
Okay, because yeah, I mean it is for the smell, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And
Throw
so
up protector.
throw up protector. And so there's like a huge spread, and there's Naoki, and his eyes are like like how he has hard eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And he says delicious. And Hachi is like, "Is it really? I'm glad." And she's like, "Phew." He's like, "Her
Mm-hmm.
cooking skill is amazing. No wonder you married her." And Takumi's like, "I didn't marry her for that reason. I can hire a housekeeper for those kinds of chores." And then she like glances over. She looks kind of hurt, honestly,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
right? And Naoki's like, "But very little young women who spend this much effort in daily meals nowadays, even the house, to have it to deal with moving and everything by yourself, that's amazing." And Hachi is like, "No, no, we hired professional interior designer for the house. But to tell people what you want exactly is really, after all, very difficult. So it ended up looking like this. I originally wanted something simpler and more elegant. And
Oh, good. She wants that because in mine she calls it shabby chic.
oh no.
And I'm like, no, no, what the
No,
hell does that even mean?
no, Hachi would never want shabby chic, by the way.
Nope, this
By
is
the
true.
way, Hachi would never want shabby chic. Let's be honest.
Mm-mm.
So Naoki's like, "Oh." And Takumi's like, "We'll just have to slowly fix things to make it suit your style. What about your old furniture? Did you throw them all out?" This part's so cute. And she's like, "No, they're stored in a little room. And Naoki's like, your private space?" And she's like, "It will eventually be the baby's room. A lot of my old furniture are still usable after I changed the wallpaper. They looked very stunning in the new room." And Naoki's like, "I want to see it." And she's like, "Okay, okay." So she's so excited. Like, I am sorry, but Naoki and Hachi could be like besties.
They really could.
They
Yeah.
really could. They really, truly, and they should, honestly.
They really should.
And then there's poor Takumi looking like super miserable. Um, so
Good, exhaust him.
right. And so now they're in the room and it's super cute. And like and then there's Naoki and now he's in like a princess dress with a crown.
Y- yep.
And it says so cute. That's what he says. And he's like, "What?" And Hachi's like, "Not bad, not bad." And Takumi is just like, and then he's like, "It's all flowers."
Yeah.
And so then like Nana turns and is just like looking at him like, uh-oh.
Right.
And Naoki's on the bed and he looks like kind of shocked, sad, and he's like, "Why does it matter? It's very adorable. Like a princess's room."
Mm-hmm.
And Takumi's like, what do we do if the baby's a boy? And Nana looks like shocked because like he doesn't know about Sachiko.
Right.
And so then Naoki looks over and then like Nana looks like she's gonna be sick.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, what to do? I always thought it would be a little baby girl. And so Naoki's just laughing. And he's
Mm-hmm.
like, then it must be a girl. And Takumi looks like he just looks kind of frustrated with the whole thing.
Yep.
He's like, I'm so overstimulated right now. I want to punch
Right.
things. Uh, and it says, no problem at all. What makes you believe that? And she's like, sorry, I did things my own way. And he's like, it's fine. It's fine. We can always change the wallpaper. And then he leans into her. And then she starts laughing. It's really cute. And
Mm-hmm.
Naoki sees that and like is just like he's like really pleased.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because like Takumi's being nice.
Yeah.
And like being nice means Takumi is happy.
Right.
That's it. It's really that simple.
It's
Like
true.
he's really not complicated, is he?
No.
No. And so Naoki's like, it's almost time for me to go because he's satisfied now. That's what he wanted to see.
Right. I'm just like, yeah, I got what I wanted. Good night.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And so he's like tying his shoes, and Takumi's like, tell them you need a car at the front desk. They'll arrange it for you. And he's like, all right, thank you so much, you two. Thank you for your hospitality, Nana. And she's like, you can come back anytime. And now he like has rockstar charm again. And
Yep.
he's like, I'll visit when Takumi isn't here next time, wink. And classic Hachi, like, like joking and shoving him away, saying, silly, we can't do that.
Right.
And Takumi's just in the background, like, ugh.
Right.
Ah. And like, so now Takumi's like laying on the couch and Nana's like leaning on the arm. And she's like, Naoki is really funny. I never knew he was like this in real life. Seems like we can get along. I'm really glad. And Takumi's like, is that so? Ugh, I'm tired. This sofa is not bad. It's just the right size. Could you please fill a bath for me to take a bath? And she's like, oh, and like has a towel. I did that already. He's like shocked.
Right.
uh,
He's like, oh.
she beat you to it. And he's like,
Hmm.
you really don't need to be such a perfect wife. Let's take a bath together and relax a bit. Home's supposed to be a relaxing place. And then she thinks to herself, I wouldn't be able to relax like that.
She's so finicky around taking like baths with men. She's just like gets super nervous.
Yeah, yeah, actually. Well, remember though with the shoji thing, it was about being seen.
Mm-hmm.
It was about like her body insecurity.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then he says, speaking of which, you got skinnier. And she looks kind of shocked. And she's like, yeah, around 3 pounds or so. And he's like, did you throw up that much? And she doesn't really answer. She's like, but I felt a lot better after I moved these past 2, 3 days. Haven't been as bad. And
Mm-hmm.
I was too fat before. I'm just right now. And he's like, oh, that's true. And now she's like glaring at him, but like, and unhappy, but he's smirking because he's like giving her crap. And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, you'll be fat again after you stop throwing up. And she's like, I
uh,
don't want to.
I actually like this scene,
I do too.
but
It's really cute. It's really
hmm
cute. And he's like, you seem to get fat easily. He's so mean. And she's like, what to do? My body type is indeed really prone to fatness. God. And she's like, both my mother and older sister are very fat. My younger sister, Nami, has already tried all sorts of diet plans in order to stay skinny. And Takumi, there's like fishes like jumping out of his head.
Right?
I'm like,
She's
what's the fishes for? Um, and so he's like, how many siblings do you have? And she's like, three. And they're all girls. Wait, who's the third one?
there's three. There's three of them. There's her older
No,
sister,
yeah, I know,
Nami,
but
and her.
her. But he asks, how many siblings do you have? The answer would be two.
Mine, she says there are three of us.
Oh,
So,
okay. Because in mine it says three, and they're all girls. Yes, they're all girls. Translation's weird. Um,
mhm.
and so then it says hell. That's frightening. It's not frightening at all. My older sister is as gentle as a nun. And he's like, did you tell your parents? And she's like, I phoned my mother. And he's like, how did you say it? And she said, because I'm pregnant, so I might get married. And he's like, why did you say I might? And splashed her.
Mhm. Right in the face.
And he's like, you don't trust me. And she's like, but. And he's like, ugh, whatever. Then what did your mother say? And she's like, Mom said, is that so? Congratulations. Well done. She's like that. And he's like super shocked. And then he laughs and he's like, what kind of mother is that?
She's
And
she's even weirder in mine. She's just like, well, now, congratulations. You're always up to something. Like, I don't know if I
and
count
yeah,
pregnancy as up to
right.
something.
Well, like she's just like, well done. Well done.
Right.
You did the thing.
You did
Um
it.
and she's like, that's the kind of mother she is. But your father must have been angry, right? Hearing his daughter is trouble. And she's like, not at all. After I hung up, my mom called dad. He wasn't angry, but a bit stunned and said to me, you stupid little girl, and asked, what kind of person is that man? And I said, he is in the music industry. And he's like, oh, karaoke? I can sing free. K then. And and it says, how could he say that? I didn't marry for my father's hobby.
And I'm so convinced in this moment that like hearing these reactions to Kumi is automatically like, I love Nana's parents.
Right? He's laughing so hard.
Right? Just like
So
I haven't met them
right?
and I love them.
I love them. I love them. And so it says, so I just casually said, no, he's a musician. And he's like, casually? Nobody,
Mm,
she's not telling anybody that he's actually like not a street musician.
mhm.
And she's like, if I told them you were Takumi of Trap Nest, they would go crazy. And my younger sister would tell every single person she knows. I didn't even tell Junko. And he's like, Junko? He knows
Right.
nothing.
No, you know nothing.
And she's like, a person who takes care of me even more than my mother. She yells at me every day. I might have been Junko's child. And Takumi's like, there's no need to hide it from everyone. My agency said it was all right. And she like looks up at him and he's like, when we sign the papers, I will fax a letter to every media branch saying that the lady is not a public figure. Please do not start any commotion. Tell your family this Sunday I have rearranged my working hours and will be visiting them. The day we get married and the date for the wedding ceremony, we can discuss on that day. We should deal with it before my stomach gets any rounder. Or before your stomach gets any rounder. Like, what? Takumi, your stomach? I mean, yeah, you could gain weight too. That's what happens. Um,
Right. Sympathy.
and so then there's messages and it says F Naoki, S report. And then there's a scene change. And I'm sorry, that was a scene change into the bathroom and I didn't realize till halfway through.
No, it's fine. I
I
could
was like,
just
is that? I'm like, they're still in the apartment. I don't know what's going on. I just kept going.
no, it's fine. So it's a message from Naoki to Rira, and she's reading it, and it says, "I got the lowdown on Takumi and Hachiko's new pad. Hachiko's so cute and sweet. Takumi's surprisingly nice to her, so I think it's all good. Nothing to worry about. Good night, heart." And
Jesus
she,
Christ, Naoki. Oh my god, what is wrong with you? Read the fucking room.
I know, Rira's not having it. She's very upset.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, Naoki. So she throws her phone and is screaming, "Don't wake me up, you insensitive idiot!" And then she plops back on her bed, and she is crying because that's not really what she wanted to read.
No.
No, no. And then there, shot of her on her bed crying, and then there's Takumi on the balcony, smoking a cigarette. And I almost wonder if he's like thinking about Reira in that moment.
I don't think so.
What do you think's going on in that
In the
Takumi head?
Takumi head?
In the
Oh, in the
Takumi.
Takumi head, I think he's just thinking about like actually everything.
Okay.
Because here's the thing is they just got done talking about how he's like laid out all the plans and is taking control. And so
Mm-hmm.
he's thinking about all of those plans and how to navigate them. That's what I think is going on. And so
Okay.
what's happening in parallel time is the thing with Rira.
Okay. Well, Hachi comes on to the balcony and she's like, "You're going to catch a cold. Why don't you smoke inside?" And Takumi turns around and says, "It's cool. I'm just having one. I don't want the princess in your tummy to hate me." And she smiles at
Aw.
him very gently. And she's like, "It's nice taking baths together. We can catch up on things and communicate. Let's do that again, okay? Heart." And he looks at her and says, "You like doing it in tight spaces? You have to tell me important things like that, all right?" And she's got like the little circles on her cheeks. So I can't tell if she's embarrassed or not.
I
But
think
she
it's like
might be.
I think it's because she wasn't talking about that part and she's like, "Geez."
Oh, fair.
You know what I mean? Because she was meaning like the conversation because they did have a real conversation.
They did. It was great.
We don't know about the doing it and he brought up the doing it. And so
He
she's like,
did.
"Jeez." Because that's
Right.
the
Like,
little sweat bead too. She's like, "Ugh." You know what I mean? But
right.
also really pleased still, right?
Mm-hmm. And then she's taking care of her face. So she's I don't she's wash before bed, and then her phone rings. She looks over at the nightstand and she jumps up because she thinks it's Nana calling her, but it's not. It's Shin. And
It's
she answers
Shin.
it's Shin because he misses his mom, and he's like, "What the fuck is going on?" So called her, and she answers the phone, and he says, "Hello, Hachi." And she's like, "Oh, hello," like happy to hear from Shin. And he says, "Sorry I'm calling so late. You probably have work in the morning." And she looks kind of worried, and she's like, "No." And he says, "Not that it's my business, but I haven't seen you since the day we set off fireworks. I was wondering how you're doing." And she thinks about the fireworks that they all did, looking kind of sad. And he says, "The fireworks were fun. That was the first time I'd ever done that. This summer was so great, making wishes on strips of paper." And now she looks kind of wistful and she's starting to cry. And Shin says, "Let's do fireworks again sometime. Can you still get them at the corner store?" And now she's starting to cry. And then she tells him, "I'm sorry, Shin." And he says, "What about?" And she says, "I'm a traitor. I can't hang out with you guys anymore." And he takes a beat. And then he says, "No matter what happens, I'm always on your side." And she's crying more. And then Takumi comes back in. There's a creak of the door, and he says, "Nana, do you know where the hair dryer is?" And Shin hears Takumi's voice on the other end of the line. And she looks up at him and is like,
He
"Ooh,
looks guilty.
mm-hmm, so guilty."
Mm-hmm.
And he's looking at her like, "What's up?" And then she turns back to her phone, and he finds the hairdryer because he's like, "Oh, found it." And "I'm sorry, June. Good night." And then hangs up on Shen. And Shin's just kind of sitting on the other end of the line, just like dot, 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 putting the pieces together. And then she runs over to Takumi and she like hugs him from behind. And and Takumi says, "What happened? Did June give you another lecture?" And she says, "I just got a little homesick." And here we are back with Shin, and Shin's thinking about what Nana said when she said, "Never ever mention that name again," meaning Hachi's name. Even Nobu has a thing or two he doesn't want to talk about. And he's looking down at his phone and he says, "So that's what happened." And then there's a flick of his lighter, and he's just thinking. He's thinking about the words. I'm a traitor. I can't hang out with you guys anymore. And then he's thinking of Rira when she said, "I don't really believe in fate."
So
And
I just wanna mention translation differences.
mm-hmm,
Um, because what Hachi said and what Rira said are different, and I think that it just provides like more amplified context. Um,
okay.
so it says, "I'm a traitor. I don't have the courage to face anyone anymore." And then
Mm,
Rira says, "I believe that people are connected by trust."
hmm. That's kind of interesting.
It's like different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, it is very
Because like
different.
with the Hachi situation, that was a breach and a breaking of trust on
Mm,
so many different parts, right?
yeah.
And then for Rira to say people are connected by trust. And so that's
Ah,
what he's pensively like connecting.
mm-hmm. Does he also say in yours, because here he's thinking about Rira's words saying, "I'm sorry, can you give me Yasu's cell phone number?"
It says, "Sorry, please tell me Yasu's phone number. The person that Rira loves is Takumi."
Mm-hmm. That's Yasu. He's
Yeah,
remembering when Yasu said
yeah.
that. And then we'd get two very polar opposite panels where we have Takumi and Hachi in bed, and he's like blow drying her
She's
hair, and
blow
she's
drying her hair.
yeah, and she's laughing like she's just
It's
like
cute. It's
it's very
cute.
cute. And then we have Rira in her bed
Miss
alone,
Rira.
miserable, and and now he's thinking back to Yasu again. And when he said, looking back, it was just petty jealousy. I wasn't there for her when she needed me. And we have a shot again of Rira crying. And then, I mean, he didn't see this part, but we get the nice old man and Yasu drinking sake together. And he says, "But Yasu, you could be there for her now." I think Shin did say that at some point.
Mm.
And and then he's like looking up at the moon and remembers Yasu saying, "I have my hands full taking care of you guys." And then there's a slam and a scene change.
Like it's interesting because okay, so everybody has left Shin in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
So he's having to be a detective of everything that happened. Nobody's
Yeah.
telling him anything. Everybody is pushing him out
Yeah.
and like kind of isolating him because well, Nana is essentially,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's not cool.
No.
But it's also because Nana is fucking up by not communicating ever.
Right.
Like ever. Like all of these problems wouldn't actually be like big they might be like hurtful, situations of experience, but they wouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
issues if Nana would just fucking communicate.
Yeah.
Like even the broken cup.
Yeah.
Because like Hachi believes that that was done intentionally,
Right.
that it wasn't an accident,
Mm-hmm.
that it was done out of anger, right? So yeah, we have a scene change. It's Shin opening a door and there's
Mm-hmm.
Ren in a baseball cap, which is his disguise.
Right.
Our disguises are baseball caps. That's it.
Uh, that's
That's
it.
it. That's it.
So covert.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And then I think is that Nobu holding a guitar?
Yes.
Oh, are they at Nobu's apartment?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. So
Because Shin ran all the way back here.
yeah. Okay. So then he's like, "Ren, you came." And Nobu is like, is he angry? He says, "Shin."
Yeah, he's still mad at him for, when Shin was totally calling Nana out on her
Yeah,
shit.
fucking deserved it. Sorry, don't care right now.
Yeah, no, he was in the right.
He was in the
Nobu's
right.
just going to his girl's defense because that's
I
his
know,
mode.
right? Yeah, yeah. And so Shin is like, such a pleasure to meet you, but I've got to go right now. Sorry. And Nobu is like kind of confused, and he's like, what? You should take some time to think about what you've done. All thanks to you, Nana threw a fit and cried and shouted after you left. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I took her seriously. So immature of me. Oh, fuck.
Uh,
It's like, no, the immature one is Nana.
right,
And it's like, well, yeah, but like, why are you telling Shin, the actual child, that
right.
he needs to think about what he did if the adult is being immature? And so Ren is in the background laughing because it is funny. And Shin is like, I apologize to her. I'll apologize to her next time I see her. And Ren is like, bringing an acoustic guitar out in the streets in the middle of the night. Nagashi out looking for guests. And he's like, that's really hot. And then Shin like turns to him and he looks like he looks little. He looks little, right? And
Hmm.
he's like, "What's Nagashi?
Right. What is it?
What
Tell
is it?"
me.
Yeah, exactly. And Ren is like, "A wandering hero traveling to the ends of the earth searching for love. Very hot." And so then Nobu's off to the side, just like, "Oh."
Right, like, oh my God.
And so then it's an image of Shin, and he looks very small, very
Mm-hmm.
SMOL small.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, we should play Mahjong again. Bye bye. And then Ren grabs Nobu's chin. Okay, his chin, not his shirt.
Nope.
And it's
He's
like, he's adorable and very sexy. Living with him, you won't turn homosexual on me, right? What? And Nobu's like, why would I? I learned your lesson with women. Hmm.
Yeah, he in mine he straight up asks him, he's like living with him, don't you ever want a piece of that?
I mean, he is cute.
He's adorable. Shin's so adorable.
Shin is so adorable. Um, And so Nubu was like, and what kind of lesson is that? There's still a long road ahead for me. And then we have thought boxes. And
Hmm.
it's Ren. And it says, this lesson is enough. Why can I never learn from my mistakes? And time after time again, search for another person. Dear Nana, is the letter.
Hmm.
I'm sorry I've been such a spoiled little girl. I don't think Nana will ever forget me. Forgive me? It's kind of cut off. Am I trying to read? It's right underneath. I'm trying to read the actual letter. I'm trying to read the actual letter, but like it's part of the. It goes into the thought boxes. So I'm sorry. I've been such a spoiled little brat. I don't think Nana will ever forgive me. So wait, now I'm confused though because it says dear Nana, and then it says I don't think Nana will ever forgive me.
I think
Is
it's a
there a
weird.
third Nana?
No, it's a translation thing because in mine it's like I'm sorry for being so self-centered. I don't think you'll ever forgive me,
Okay.
Nana,
Okay.
but I'm
Oh,
always
gotcha.
always in.
Okay. Okay. And then it says the 6 months that I've spent with Nana I will remember, or that I've spent with you. Let's just say that. Okay.
Hmm.
I will remember the rest of my life. Not seeing you ever again. I will be really lonely. But I didn't know what to do. That's why you must debut. Be on television shows more. Allow me to see you. And more of your singing, glamour, and flair. No matter who I fall in love with in the future, you will be the only hero in my life. I don't think I'll ever be able to find someone as cool as you. It was like that before, and it will stay like that always. September 7th, 2001, Nanakamatsu. P.S. Until you find a new roommate, please allow me to take my share of the rent. When I move out, I will lock the doors and hand the key to Ren. And so it's Ren actually reading it, and Nana is like crouched on the ground in Hachi's room. And
Mhm.
Ren says, "Don't be so upset. This is this is a fierce love letter, not a breakup letter."
Right.
And it says, "Nana will be the only hero in my life. Go talk to Hachi," Ren tells him. And then in the background is like the little Hachi dog saying woof 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 woof.
Right.
And he's like, "Seeing you will make her cry with joy. She'd be so cute." And Nana's like, "Why should I go? Doesn't make any sense." And Ren just like looks at her and he's like, "Cause that's what heroes do." And we have a scene change.
Yes. It's Rira. She's opening up a
The
door.
door.
A door, and on the other side is Shin, and he says, "Hello, I'm a Nagashi." She says, "Huh? Mr. Nagashi?" He says, "You alone? Can I come in?" She says, "Yeah." And then I mean, he's coming in, but she's like spin, spin, like looking
She's
around,
checking to make sure nobody saw.
right? No paparazzi.
No
And then
mosquitoes.
no mosquitoes. And then there's a click at the door as she, closes it and is looking at him with dot, dot, dots. And she's like, Nagashi, I am sorry about last time and he says, Shinichi Okazaki will serenade you. And then she just stops, big eyes. And then he starts to play, and I do believe he is playing the Eric Clapton Layla, but
Uh-huh.
his cover rendition
Yes,
version that
his
he
cover
made.
of Layla.
Mm.
Which
And
that song is a Venus retrograde song.
ooh, was it main during a Venus?
Okay, no, that song, Layla. Okay, so Layla, I believe, was the wife of one of the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
And then that Beatle was best friends with Eric Clapton. And
Okay.
then during like Venus retrograde, she left the Beatle and married him. And the song was written.
Uh,
Ah. And
uh,
they both have songs about her, and they're both Venus retrograde songs.
interesting.
Hmm.
Topical.
It is.
And then we get like, the all the thoughts again. And it's Nana saying, "Hey Hachi, no matter how much or how often people hurt each other, loving someone is never a waste. I still cherish and keep that love letter you left for me." And that's the end of the chapter.
But yeah. So that
Yeah.
was the end of volume seven, eight,
Nine.
nine,
Nine.
nine.
So that, find us on all the things, guys. We're on
Yeah, find us on
Instagram.
all the things. Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't even logged into the Instagram yet, so you can go there though.
Yeah.
Well, like, yeah, I'm not on my phone or my computer because they're both like relatively new, right? But I'm just
Right.
like, my brain is so fried because like I'm getting used to working.
Mm-hmm.
But I am posting on the Oswaldverse Tumblr.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I do like the Tumblrs better
Yes.
than other platforms. Um, it's just my preference. Everybody has a preference. That just happens to be mine.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
it still feels like old social media days.
Mm-hmm. It's
And
why I
there's
got my
not
life
any
journal.
other. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we have our things, right?
Did we
I
not
want to
have
see.
comments for
I want to see if
this?
there's comments. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to log in because we have a notification. I
Oh.
don't remember the login. I'll do it next time. Okay.
Oh, dang. I wanted to know what it was.
I have it. I have it in the little. I have it in the chat, but we'll do it next time. But yeah, there's a notification to one of our comments.
Oh, you mean in that comment? That's the real question.
I know I haven't commented a whole lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you were like, I'm gonna troll all these
I
fuckers.
want to. I want to. I have to have the time to do it. That's really what I have to have the spoons and like they
Right.
have to really make me mad. Okay, so Ari says Shinichi is an angel. Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Sabix, I don't know who you are. You're new. It says, I'm sorry, but I just don't like Shoji no more. Now?
Nestle. Where you been?
Right. Like, where have you been? The response is, don't like him ever since he cheated. Like, you don't like him now? I think he was
Right.
fine in this chapter.
Right? He's just here.
He's just here. Ah. Um,
Uh,
and then Lee says, I love Naoki so much. Unproblematic king.
true.
True. Yep. Mm-hmm. And then Leah says, LOL, Naoki, the male version of Hachi. Yes, we agree.
Yep.
Absolutely, we agree. Dolly says, okay, I like Takumi again. This is the problem, Dolly. This is actually the problem.
It is.
It's the problem. I am so thankful for this manga that makes me feel many amazing, beautiful feelings. Also true. Now, this one has
Mm-hmm.
2 likes and 6 dislikes, right? And see, like, this is actually the problem, right? Because then the first response is, man, he's still a rapist, question mark. What do you mean? And then the next
In
one
oh, to the
says,
Takumi one.
yeah, the next one says, I can't wait to see your comments on later chapters. LOL. But that's the thing is like with Takumi, you go back and forth. Like you go back and
Mm-hmm.
forth all of the time. Like that's the thing. And I think like he is probably one of the most complex like characters that goes through character development.
Mm-hmm.
Like really. We haven't even done like the childhood Takumi chapter yet.
Right.
Uh Leah, which is one of the regular commenters, says Takumi is so weird, man. First, he's ready to be there for Nana, then he rapes her, then he provides her with a home of her dreams while taking care of her safety and security a lot. He's even treating her pretty great now, bro. Choose a stand. See, here's the thing, and like I think we kind of talked about this in that one chapter, both and. Um, I don't think he knew that that's what that was.
Yeah.
I really don't. It's also the times. We can't project the way that we look on things today backwards. It doesn't mean it wasn't. It just means that it was socially different. And for some people, it still is socially viewed differently.
Yeah, and also humans are complicated, so be like, oh, pick a stance. It's like some you can't sometimes. People are messy.
Right?
So,
Humans are really messy.
yeah. It's just, it's just the end. That's it.
Right? The next person says that's how the cycle of abuse works. They fuck you in they fuck up and then compensate to keep people near. I don't think that Takumi is creating a cycle of abuse personally.
I don't think so either, but thanks, tiny little psychologist in the comments section.
Right? Um
Sorry, what's that mean?
Right? Someone else responds with, I think Takumi relates Hachi's pregnancy to his own sister, and he likes her enough to be responsible for the baby. When he forced her, it's a domination show. Takumi is a possessive man. He's upset that Hachi was thinking about other people. Hachi's mindful about Nana, who is outside of the room at the time. Even Hachi acknowledged he is being a selfish bastard. If you have read his backstory, you know he had a messed up childhood. Deep down, he wanted a nice, happy family. He doesn't want to be like his dad, who was abusing him and neglecting the family. So he wants to treat his wife and baby nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Vampire Rose, who's a fairly regular commenter, says, I don't know what the acronym for IKR is. I know, right? I know,
I
right?
yeah, I know,
Okay.
right?
I know, right? It doesn't make sense. Yeah, we know because he is the complexity of a person,
Yeah, it's the human experience, guys.
right? Leah also comments, Naoki best boy. Need him
Yes.
more on screen. Shin is so adorable too. Wish he would quit the whole prostitution ordeal.
That's not going to happen.
It's not gonna
At least,
happen.
at least not for a while. So,
Right. Yeah, exactly. So he survives.
mm-hmm.
And then Ash comments, Takumi cares for Hachi more than anyone has and is kind to her. Yet all of the people who supposedly love Hachi don't even have the courage to call her. And as far as the quote unquote rape goes, there is no proof it was rape. She didn't say no. I don't agree with that statement.
That's a
I don't
slippery
agree with
slope,
that
my
statement.
guy.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. She just said, but what if? But what about? Clearly not wanting to really have sex, but given anyway because it was easier for her than for her to just say no way and get out. She didn't want to lose him, but she still agreed to sex and would have said no and screamed out for Nana. And
N-
then Taylor responds to
Wait,
that comment.
no. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I know. Like trying to like
Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm over here like, wait a second. So you say it's not rape, but then you just went to define it as rape
yeah,
again.
exactly. Like it wasn't consensual.
It wasn't consensual.
It
Like,
was
look at her
forced.
face.
It was
Yeah,
forced.
yeah.
It
Like
was
she's
forced.
she's lying there. Like she's lying there, like just like a
With her
doll.
head being pushed down.
Yeah.
Like obviously she wasn't interested. She tried to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
So Taylor says, "Man, you're weird as fuck." She still didn't consent in that way. She may not have told him no, but she never said yes. The definition of rape is literally sexual intercourse or other forms of sexual penetration carried out against a person without their consent, which is exactly what happened. Thank you, Taylor.
Yes, thank you, Taylor.
Okay, now we're done.
Okay, because I was like, well, that last one was kind of messy because it's like, well, she didn't say no. Oh man, do we really have to explain
Right. Right. It's like
this?
yeah, exactly. Like it was still forced. It was still
Yeah.
forced,
Mm-hmm.
right? And like that's not cool. That's it.
No.
It's not cool. What Hachi chooses to do after that is still up to Hachi.
Yeah.
Like what how Takumi interacts and engages with that is still up to Takumi.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just like the reality of the situation is that Hachi still chose to be with Takumi and right now Takumi's treating her really well and I do think that they are well suited.
I do. Yeah, I think they are too. I disagree with the he's building a cycle of abuse. I'm like, no, no.
No, I don't think he's building a cycle of abuse. I think that he is a traumatized little boy.
Yes.
And I think that Hachi has a key to help him heal.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of what relationship dichotomy is.
Yeah.
And like he's willing to take care of her in how she needs. So let them figure that out. We just get to
Yeah.
watch.
We just yeah. Like I guess this is sort of the problem what like frustrates me about like I don't know, regurgitation, quick facts of stuff that people have watched from quote unquote, relationship counselors on TikTok. And then they just go into comment sections and are like, ah, yes, a stranger told me that that's what this is. And I'm just like, again, we're reading the same story, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like, are
Yeah.
projecting backwards on the history. Oh my God.
Well, and like it's very real though.
Hmm.
It's very real.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very real aside from the fact that they're fictional people.
Hmm.
Like, right? But supposedly they're also based on real people. So, I don't know.
Hmm.
Anyway,